Tutorial, let's learn the most used and popular formulas in Excel 2016 like VLOOKUP, HLOOKUP, image lookup, Countif, concat, match, Sumif, find, search, is logical, offset, transpose, columns, rows, and date and time. So let's continue learning. Welcome back. In this tutorial, let's learn more about VLOOKUP formula. The VLOOKUP formula performs a vertical lookup by searching for a value in the first column of a table and returning the value in the same row in the index number position. The VLOOKUP function is a built-in function in Excel that is categorized as a lookup reference function. VLOOKUP is one of the lookup and reference function when you need to find things in a table or a range by row. For example, look up a price of a product by the product name. In its simplest form, the lookup function says equals VLOOKUP, open bracket, value you want to look up, comma, range where you want to look up the value, comma, the column number in the range containing the return value, and close bracket. VLOOKUP is also called a vertical lookup. VLOOKUP only looks right. VLOOKUP retrieves data based on column number. When you use VLOOKUP, imagine that every column in the table is numbered, starting from the left. To get a value from a particular column, simply supply the appropriate number as the column index. Now, let's try getting the details like first name, last name, email ID and country using ID. In this example, we have headers like ID, first name, last name, email and country. We have criteria headers like search by ID, search by first name. Now, let's try this. When a user enter ID as 1 in the search by idea criteria, we get the result stating first name as Chris, last name as Matt, email ID as chris@gmail.com and the country as United States. When a user enter ID as 5 in the search by ID criteria, we get this result stating first name as Jack, last name as Wells, email ID as jack@gmail.com and the country as Switzerland. In the next search criteria, when a user enters first name as James in the search bar, we get the result stating first name as James, last name as Patron, email ID as james@gmail.com and the country as Malaysia. Now, let's see how it's done. In row 07, type the formula equals VLOOKUP, open bracket, select the value you want to look for, comma, select the range where you want to look for, comma, and input the column number in the range containing the return value, comma, insert 0 to get the exact result, close bracket. Now, replicate the same in the remaining 3 columns by changing the column number in the range containing the return value. Now, if we enter the ID number as 1, we get the details of Chris like first name, last name, email ID and country. If we enter ID number as 15, we get the details of Peter like first name, last name, email ID and country. Now, let's try one more time. In row P14, type the formula equals VLOOKUP, open bracket, select the value you want to look for, comma, select the range where you want to look for, comma, and input the column number in the range containing the return value, comma, insert 0 to get the exact result. Now, replicate the same in remaining 3 columns by changing the column number in the range containing the return value. Simple, isn't it? Welcome back. Now, in this tutorial, let's learn more about Excel formula HLOOKUP. HLOOKUP is also called as horizontal lookup and performs a horizontal lookup by searching for a value in the top row of the table and returning the value in the same column based on the index number. The HLOOKUP function is a built-in function in Excel that is categorized as a lookup reference function. In this example, we have 5 headers like products, unit price, quantity, total sales, and country. We are going to look up heading values based on the products like mobile, TV, AC, and heater. Now let's try the formula. In row L16, type the formula equal to HLOOKUP, open bracket, click on row L12, comma, select the data range as L2 to 06, comma, index number as 2, comma, 0 to get an exact match. Now close bracket. Let's repeat this 3 more times with a change in the index number as 3, 4 and 5. Now, if we enter mobile in the L12 column, we get corresponding unit price, quantity, total sales and country. Now, let's enter TV in the L12 column. We get corresponding unit price, quantity, total sales and country. When we have data in thousands of rows, this function is a time saver. Simple, isn't it? Welcome back. In this tutorial, you will learn one of the most important functions in Excel called image lookup. Image lookup helps the user get the corresponding image related to value selected. In this example, we will be using 2 other functions called index and match. Index function. The Microsoft Excel index function returns a value in a table based on the intersection of row and a column position within that table. Match function. The match function searches for a specified item in a range of cells and then returns the relative position of that item in that range. If you are looking for a student's name, you will get the student's photo along with other details like first name, last name, parent's name, marks, address, etc. If you are looking for a product details, you will get the product details like photo along with other details like revenue, profit, sales, tax, customer, region, etc. In this example, if we select lion, we will get the details like region and image of the lion. If we select tiger, we will get the details like region and image of the tiger. You can mix and match multiple functions to get the best result. In this example, we have headers like animal name, place and image. You can select any image of your choice from your device or from online sources. Now, let's try this example. We will use 2 formulas here, index and match. Let's insert 4 images using the insert image function under insert tab. In this case, we already have 4 images. Rename the header based on your images. We have the header names as animal name and place. In the N3 row, let's create a list. Click on N3 row. Click on Data tab. Click on Data Validation. In the drop-down, select List and select the data series as J3 to J6 and press OK. Now, we have the drop-down list created. Now, in row O3, let's enter the formula index and match equals index, open bracket, select data series K3 to K6, comma, insert match formula, open bracket, select the row N3, comma, select data series J3 to J6, comma, input 0 to get the exact match and close bracket. This formula is not complete as we need to enter the constant function, as this is a dynamic formula. Select K3 to K6 in the formula and press keys F1 plus F4. Now select N3 in the formula and press key F1 plus F4. And finally select J3 to J6 in formula and press key F1 plus F4. Press enter. Now we can see the constant function being inserted into the formula with a $sign. Now we need to look up the image based on this formula. Click on the image. Click on the row. Under formula, click on define name. In name, enter an image name. We are naming it as image underscore lookup. Under refer to, copy paste the same formula used in O3 and press OK. Now the formula is complete. If you select lion under drop down, you will get lion image and region details. If you select elephant, you will get elephant image and region details. Simple as that. Well, here ends this tutorial. Learn more from the next tutorial. Welcome back. In this tutorial, you will learn one of the most important functions in Excel called Countif. Microsoft Excel Countif function count the number of cells in a range that meets a given criteria. The Countif function is a built-in function in Excel that is categorized as a statistical function. It can be used as a worksheet function in Excel. As a worksheet function, the Countif function can be entered as a part of a formula in a cell of a worksheet. In this example, we have headers like student name, subjects like economics, physics, average minimum marks, minimum total marks, average marks, total marks, and exam result. In exam result, as discussed earlier, we have used OR function to find the details of students who have passed or failed in the exam based on criteria like average minimum marks of 60 in each subjects and minimum total marks of 250 combined. We also have two other headers like passed, true, and failed, false, where we have details like 7 students who have passed and 8 students who have failed based on OR function. Now let's change the value to passing mark as 50 and minimum total marks as 200. Now we have all the fields as true, which means all the students have passed and the same is reflecting in the below header as 15 passed and 0 failed. Now let's see how it's done. For pass, in row J22, insert the formula as equal to Countif, open bracket, select the data series as P2 to P16, comma, open double quote, state message as true, close double quote, close bracket. In this formula, Excel will look in the data series P1 to P16 how many times word true is repeated and will display the result in this row. Now let's do the same once more for fail. Insert the formula as equal to Countif, open bracket, select the data series as P2 to P16, comma, open double quote, state message as false, close double quote, and close bracket. In this formula, Excel will look in the data series P1 to P16 how many times the word false is repeated and will display the result in this row. Now let's change the criteria as passing marks 55 and minimum total marks as 300. Welcome back. In this tutorial, you will learn one of the most popular functions in Excel called concate. The concate function allows you to combine text from different cells into one cell. The word concate is just another way of saying to combine or to join together. The concate function allows you to combine text from different cells into one cell. In our example, we can use it to combine the text in column W and column X to create a combined name in the new column Y. We can combine numbers with numbers, text with text, numbers with text, text with symbol, and likewise. In this example, the value in column W is combined with the value in column X to get a new result in column Y. You can also see value in column R, which is first name, is combined with value in column S, which is the last name, to get a value reflecting as last name and first name in column T, and likewise the other way in column U. Now let's try an example. Let's delete the current data in column Y. Let's combine column W data with column X. In row Y2, insert formula as equal concat open bracket W2 comma X2 close bracket. In row Y3, insert function as equal to concate open bracket W3 comma X3 close bracket. In row Y4, insert function as equal to concate open bracket W4 comma X4 close bracket. In row Y5, insert function as equal to concate open bracket W5 comma X5 close bracket. Simple as that. Now let's try combining last name and first name with a space and a comma. In row T2, insert formula as equal to concate open bracket S2 comma open double quote comma close double quote comma R2 close bracket. Let's try the other way. Now first name and last name equal concate open bracket R2 comma open double quote comma close double quote comma S2 close bracket. Now let's drag and drop the formula. Simple as that. Welcome back. In this tutorial, you will learn one of the most popular functions in Excel called match. The match function searches for a specified item in a range of cells and then return the relative position of that item in the range. In this example, we have headers like name, email, and country. We have a criteria as name search, where we are searching for a name Emma Watson, and in the next column we have a number as 19. Number 19 means in the data series, name Emma Watson first appeared as a 19th value. Now let's change the name to San Chris and we get the value as 4, which means in the data series San Chris appears as the 4th name. Now let's see how it's done. In row Q4, insert formula as equal to match open bracket L4, which is our search value, comma select the data series as H3 is to H22, comma 0. 0 will provide the exact match. Now close the bracket. Now enter the name as James Cameron and we will get the result stating 13, which means James Cameron is the 13th name in the data series. Simple as that. Well, here ends this chapter. Learn more from the next chapter. Welcome back. In this tutorial, you will learn one of the most popular functions in Excel called Sumif. Sumif function in a worksheet adds all numbers in a range of cells based on one criteria. In this example, we have headers like customer name, products, showroom name, sales in USD, etc. And we have criteria like Sumif for mobile phones, soda maker, telephones, laptops, etc. So, in this example, Excel will return the sum of sales pertaining to mobile phones, television, soda maker and laptop, irrespective of customers, showrooms or regions. The function will work even if you rearrange the criteria in either ways as laptop first, mobile phone second, and likewise. Now, let's try this example. In row Q5, enter the formula as equal to Sumif, open bracket, select the data series where product name is there, insert constant by pressing key F1 plus F4, comma, select the criteria to be searched, in this case row O5, comma, select the data series with the sales, insert constant function by pressing F1 plus F4 key, close bracket and press enter. Drag and drop the function in below rows. Now, this formula will add the total of all sales pertaining to products like laptops, mobile phones, soda makers and television. Simple as that. Welcome back. In this tutorial, you will learn one of the most popular functions in Excel called find. The Excel find function returns the position of one text string inside another. When the text is not found, find returns a value error. In this example, we have headlines like customer name, products, region, sales, month, year, and find. We also have header for search criteria called find term. In this example, we have searched for the name starting with San and Excel has returned the result as 1 in row O6 and all other rows are showing as an error message, which means name San is found only in row O6. Now let's search for another name, Peter, and Excel has returned the value as 1 in row O16. Find is a case-sensitive formula and will return the result only if the search criteria matches exactly with the data series. In this case, if we had searched Peter in capital letters, the function will return result as error. Now, let's see how it's done. In row O2, enter the formula as equal to find, open bracket, search criteria within row Q4, insert constant by pressing the key F1 plus F4, comma, select the data series to be searched and close the bracket. Now, let's search for Watson and Excel has returned the value as 6, which means Watson is found as the 6th letter in row O20. Let's search for James and Excel has returned the result as James is found as first word in the row O10, first word in the row O14 and 7th word in the row O17. Simple as that. Welcome back. In this tutorial, you will learn one of the most popular functions in Excel called search. The search formula is not a case sensitive. The search function is a built-in function in Excel that is categorized as string or text function. Get the location of text in a string. To check if a cell contains a specific text, you can use the search function. In this example, we have headers like customer name, products, regions, sales, month, year, and search. We also have headers for search criteria called search term. In this example, we have searched for the name starting with Chris, and Excel has returned the result as 1 in row O2 and 5 in row O5, and all other rows are showing as an error message. Which means name Chris is found in row O2 starting with first letter and in row O5 starting with fifth letter. Now let's search for another name, Peter, and Excel has returned the value as 1 in row O16. Search is not a case-sensitive formula and will return the result even if the search criteria is done both in uppercase or lowercase. In this case, we had searched Peter in both uppercase and lowercase, and the function will return the result as 1. Now let's see how it's done. In row O2, enter the formula as equal to search, open bracket, search criteria as row Q4, insert constant by pressing the key F1 plus F4, comma, select the data series to be searched and close the bracket. Now let's search for Watson, and Excel has returned the value as 6, which means Watson is found as the 6th word in the row O20. Let's search for James, and Excel has returned the result as James is found as first word in row O10, first word in row O14, and 7th word in row O17. Simple as that. Well, here ends this chapter. Welcome back. In this tutorial, you will learn about one of the most popular functions in Excel called isLogical. The Microsoft isLogical function can be used to check for a logical value like a true or false. The isLogical function is a built-in function in Excel that is categorized as an information function. It can be used as a worksheet function in Excel. The Excel isLogical function returns true when a cell contains the logical value and returns false for cells that contain any other value, including empty cells. We have 3 examples here. isLogical, which return a value as true if the search term is logical in nature. isOdd, which returns a value as true if the search term is odd value in nature. isEven, which returns a value as true if the search term is even in nature. Now, in the first example, row H6 has a logical function as equal to 100 greater than 200. Hence, in row J6, the logical function returned the result as true. As we know, 100 is not greater than 200, but what Excel look for is the row having a logical function. Like this, row H8 has a logical function 60 less than 100. Hence, in row J8, the logical function returned the result as true. As we know, 60 is less than 100. But what Excel is looking for is the row having a logical function. In row H10, H12 and H14, we have text, number and blank field, which are not logical function. Hence, Excel returned the result as false. Now, let's see how it's done. In row J6, insert the formula as equal to isLogical, open bracket, search data, close bracket. Drag and drop the formula vertically. Simple as that. Same as this, in isLogical odd and isLogical even function, Excel checks if the data available in a particular row or column is even number or odd number and return the result as either true or false. In case of isOdd formula, Excel has returned true for odd numbers and false for even numbers. And in case of isEven formula, Excel has returned true for even numbers and false for odd numbers. Let's see the formula for isOdd and isEven. In row O6, insert the formula as equal to isOdd, open bracket, search value and close bracket. Drag and drop the formula vertically. In row T6, insert the formula as equal to isEven, open bracket, search value and close bracket. Drag and drop the formula vertically. Simple as that. Well, here ends this chapter. Learn more from the next chapter. Welcome back. In this tutorial, you will learn one of the most popular functions in Excel called offset. The offset function in Excel returns a cell or range of cells that has a specified number of rows and columns from a cell or range of cells. Offset is handy in formulas that dynamically average product, max, min or sum last n values. In this example, we will cover topics like offset, offset average, offset product, offset sum, offset max and offset min for the above data range. In this example, we have headers like products, months like January, February, March and total of all months and total of all products. Now, if this data is dynamic and changes every other day, week or minute, we need a function that calculates the sum, product or average sales for a date range, say for last 6 days, last 10 days or for last 1 hour, etc. That's where this formula plays the role. So, let me show you an example of how this function works. Let me insert a new row in this data. In this example, Excel will still calculate the sum, average, product, max and min or other values for your selected range. Let's try it one more time by adding and deleting the same. Simple as that. Now, let's see how it's done. Under the header offset, in row J20, insert the offset formula as equal to offset, open bracket, I16, which is the total of January, comma, select the row value you want to return, whether the data is static or dynamic. In this case, I want to return the row value -9, which is currently $90. When we do the selection from top to bottom, we use positive numbers, and when we select the data from bottom to top, we use negative numbers. In this case, we are selecting the data from bottom to top and we are looking for 9th row value from the bottom. Even if data gets updated 100 times a day, Excel will provide you the 9th value from the bottom. Now, insert comma, 0, close bracket. We selected 0 because we are not selecting any column in this example. Now, let's try getting the 10th value by changing -9 to -10. And we get $60 as the 10th value from bottom. Under offset product, we calculate the product for a particular range, both as a row and as a column. In this example, we want to calculate the product between M7 and O11. So we need to enter the formula. First we will try from bottom to top and then from top to bottom, as in a dynamic data, it can happen from either side. So for calculating the product from bottom to top, enter the formula under offset product as equal product, open bracket, offset, open bracket, M16, which is the sum of May month. We are considering this as the last column, comma, -9, where our value is, comma, 0, as we are not taking columns, comma, 2, comma, 2, which is our data range, close bracket and close bracket. We got result for that particular data range. Simple as that. So for calculating the product from top to bottom, enter the formula under offset product as equal to product, open bracket, offset, open bracket, M16, which is the sum of May month, and we are considering this as the last column, comma, 5, where our value is, comma, 0 as we are not taking the columns, comma 2, comma 2 which is our data range, close bracket and close bracket. We got the result for that particular data range. Simple as that. Now let's see the max and min value in a particular data range. Let's select the data series as I6 to J10. Enter the formula under the header offset max as equals max open bracket offset open bracket I16 which is our base value, comma minus 10 which is our starting row, comma 0 as we are not selecting column, comma 5 which is the number of row below starting row, comma 2 which is the number of column, close bracket and close the second bracket. In this data series, the maximum value is 90. Now, let's see the minimum value in a particular data range. Let's select the data series as I6 to J10. Enter the formula under header offset min as equal to min open bracket offset open bracket I16 which is our base row, comma minus 10 which is our starting row, comma 0 as we are not selecting column, comma 5 which is the number of row below starting row, comma 2 which is the number of column, close bracket and close second bracket. In this data series, the minimum value is 40. Simple as that. Now, let's see the average and sum value in a particular data range. Let's select the data range as R6 to S15. Enter the formula under offset average as equal to average open bracket offset open bracket R16 which is our base row, comma minus 10 which is our starting row, comma 0 as we are not selecting column, comma 10 which is the number of row below starting row, comma 2 which is the number of column, close bracket and close second bracket. In this data series, the average value is 55.55. In the same way, let's use the offset function to find the sum in a data series. Enter the formula under offset sum as equal sum open bracket offset open bracket K16 which is our base row, comma minus 10 which is our starting row, comma 0 as we are not selecting column, comma 10 which is the number of row below starting row, comma 2 which is the number of column, close bracket and close second bracket. In this data series, the sum value is 1651. Simple as that. Here ends this tutorial. Learn more from the next tutorial. Welcome back. In this tutorial, you will learn one of the most popular function in Excel called Transpose. Sometimes you need to switch or rotate cells. You can do this by copying, pasting and using the Transpose option. But doing that creates duplicated data. If you don't want to do that, you can type a formula instead using the Transpose function. In this example, we have vertical headers like product ID, unit price, quantity, total sales and country, and horizontal headers like mobile, TV, AC and heater. Now let's convert the vertical header to horizontal header and horizontal header to vertical header with the values appearing intact. So here we have 5 rows vertically and 5 rows horizontally. Now in the row N10, let's select 5 columns vertically and 5 columns horizontally. Now in the row N10, enter the formula as equal to transpose open bracket, select the data range, close bracket and press Ctrl Shift plus Enter key in keyboard. Transpose function is only used in array formulas, and that's how you finish an array formula. An array formula, in short, is a formula that gets applied to more than one cell. Here is the result after pressing Ctrl plus Shift plus Enter. Now we have the vertical headers appearing horizontally and horizontal headers appearing vertically, and the values under the header appearing intact. Simple as that. Here ends this tutorial. Learn more from the next tutorial. Welcome back. In this tutorial, we will learn one of the most popular functions in Excel called column. The Excel column function returns the column number for a reference. For example, column M5 returns 13, since M is the 13th column in the spreadsheet. When no reference is provided, column returns the column number of the cell which contains the formula. In this example, we have headers like dataset and column function. Now, if you want to know the column number for row M5, in row M5, use the formula as equal to column, open bracket, close bracket. And you get the column number as 13, as this is the 13th column in this worksheet. Now, if you want to know the column number for row J6, which has the price for a TV, in row M6, use the formula as equal to column, open bracket, J6, close bracket, and you get the column number as 10, as this is the 10th column in this worksheet. Now, if you want to know column number for row K8, which has the number of quantities sold in AC, in row M7, use the formula as equal to column, open bracket, K8, close bracket, and you get the column number as 11, as this is the 11th column in this worksheet. Simple as that. Welcome back. In this tutorial, you will learn one of the most popular formulas in Excel called row. The Excel row function returns the row number for a reference. For example, row M4 returns 4, since M4 is the 4th row in the spreadsheet. When no reference is provided, row returns the row number of the cell which contains the formula. In this example, we have headers like dataset and column function. Now, if you want to know the row number for row M4, in row M4, use the formula as equal to row, open bracket, and close bracket, and you get the row number as 4, as this is the 4th row in this worksheet. Now, if you want to know the row number for J5, which has the price for a TV, in row M5, use the formula as equal to row, open bracket, J5 and close bracket, and you get the row number as 5, as this is the 5th row in this worksheet. Now, if you want to know the row number for row K6, which has the number of quantities sold in AC, in row M6, use the formula as equal to row, open bracket, K6, close bracket, and you get the row number as 6, as this is the 6th column in this worksheet. Simple as that. Welcome back. In this tutorial, you will learn one of the most popular functions in Excel called date and time. Date and time formula provides the current date and current time of the day. We have two headers in this example, first being current date and time and second being date. Now in row K3, Let's find the current date and time. Enter the formula as equal to now, open bracket and close bracket. Well, we got the current date and time. If you want to change the format, just right click, Format Cell, click on Number, click on Date or Time and select the format that matches your preference and press OK. Now to find the date, in row K7, enter the formula as equal to today, open bracket and close bracket. Well, we got the current date. If you want to change the format, just right click, Format Cell, click on Number, click on Date or Time and select the format that matches your preference and press OK. Simple as that. Well, here ends this chapter. Learn more from the next chapter.